Welcome to the midnight tide, where shadows whisper, darkness hides. We're diving deep into the unknown. On a journey, you're not alone. From haunted halls to specters lost, we'll guide you through the eerie frost, with tales that chill and spirits roam. A freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Welcome to the midnight tide, where shadows whisper, darkness hides. We're diving deep into the unknown. On a journey, you're not alone. From haunted halls to specters lost, we'll guide you through the eerie frost, with tales that chill and spirits roam. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show.
Those three.
The engine is starting up. Three, two, one.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us?
Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is Rift Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Sensitive/offensive content disclaimer. Please note that this podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Hello and welcome to the freaking awesome paranormal show. This is Ryan.
And I'm Rhonda.
This has been a madhouse around here.
This week has something going on with it because everybody I've talked to has just felt like it's Tuesday and the craziest week ever.
It is. Well, for those of you who don't know, Sunday, yes, it was snow. What day was it? I don't even remember what day we went. We went at some point this weekend. We drove to North Carolina.
Oh, yes. We have a new addition.
Yes. To pick up a puppy. In fact, I really have no idea what day we went. I think we may have been Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. It was Sunday because I was thinking I had to work Sunday night, but my car broke down. Friday, I was going to drive to work. I went downstairs to start the car, and it made a weird ticking sound, which is never good when you want to start a car. So my car ended up going into the shop, and I was like, well, it's in the shop. Might as well get my inspection done. What else could go wrong, right? Well, famous last words, because I have over $2,000 worth of repairs to do on my car. I thought just to replace the battery. Went from replacing the battery to having my brakes redone, a tie rod replaced. There's a leak in my oil pressure. It's just, and we have a dog. So yeah,
I don't think any of us can compete with all of that.
it's been a day. It's been a couple days. So
It's in
drinking
the
my
air.
melatonin tea. Going to find my happy place. And
It's
remember,
Zen.
yes, I got to find my Zen, find my happy spot. And just focus on the fact that it is chocolate covered nuts day.
Chocolate covered nuts.
Chocolate covered nuts day. Yes. It is the day to cover your nuts in chocolate. You can take that any way you want to. Some people might take, what in the world? The dog just wiped out. He was running across, hit one of Angie's shoes, and just so I gave him some calming chews, so hopefully it'll kick in. But it is chocolate covered nuts day, guys. So have a very happy
covered nuts. Be sure to chocolate your nuts.
Yes, cover your nuts in chocolate and have a good day. And that's what I call a good day. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
You know how to party if you cover your nuts in chocolate.
That's right.
Cool. Tell somebody, say, thank you. Exactly, Dennis. It is chocolate covered nuts day. Sean, this is your day. Because I know your nuts are covered in chocolate. Every day is chocolate covered nuts day for Sean.
Courtney's got it made.
Speaking of Mr. Eslock, he has got a very awesome event coming up at the end of May, beginning of June, which you and I are going to be at. Got table set up. at the Cabin Con, May 31st through June 1st.
Yes.
We have a ton of great speakers. I think I'm pretty sure FPRI is going to make an appearance, going to show
I
up.
believe we're going to be there.
We're going to drop by, say hi for a little bit. Super excited. So whoever is in the neighborhood, you want to come out to an awesome Paracon and meet us and the whole crew that's coming on the show tonight,
Yep.
come by the Cabin on 360.
That's right. It's going to be a good time. We hope everybody will be
It's
out
going to
there.
be a hell of a good time.
It's going to be like a big old family reunion
It really is.
with some extra
And
good stuff.
do us a favor. If you're watching this show, start praying for good weather right now.
That's right.
We need all that energy to go towards having good weather.
Yeah, we're just going
Because-
to act like it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's a done deal.
Even if the weather starts raining, we'll make the best of it.
That's right. That's
We'll
right.
make the best of it, and we'll have a great time. Jeannie, you need to come out. Yep, Jeannie, Payette, you need to come up to the Cabin Con. Come see us. Set up a table. Talk. You've got your the mobile psychic thing you've got going on. Bring that up here. It's gonna be.
Yes.
She said, I can't wait to see you all. Hope that means she's coming. Even look, Courtney, Hell City looks like they might make an appearance too. Guys,
Might make an appearance. Might.
what is this might stuff?
Might.
Yeah. You see,
Probably moving venue to Battlefield Elementary. Very cool. Very cool.
ooh, you know what? That is really cool because that's where Melissa went to school.
That's right. That's a really cool idea.
That's awesome, guys. So yes, Cabin Con 2025. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be the end of spring, beginning of summer. It's going to be awesome. This is Rhonda's favorite time of year. And I won't be complaining about the heat too much because it's beginning of summer, so I'll be good. I'll behave myself.
We're not listening to your complaints, Ryan C. Jones.
Yeah.
After all this winter,
It's not August yet, so I'll still be good. So again, happy Chocolate Covered Nuts Day. Join us at Cabin Con, and I think Rhonda has got some
I do. I've been sitting here
cards to read.
shuffling. All right, so let's see. Give it another little shuffle. See what the collective needs to know today.
I do the rain dance backwards. Whatever works.
All right. So this is an interesting card for the group. This is a little different than what we've been getting the last few months. This is the Hierophant. So with this card, basically, I think is saying to the group is that don't forget to do check-ins with yourself every so often. A lot of us have a lot of beliefs and things that we thought were important to us and our general belief and moral system all together. But a lot of that came from agreements that we didn't make, meaning a lot of what we believe to be true and the things we believe to be right are things that were taught to us by our families, by our religion or many different things. So it's always good to kind of step back and look at yourself and say, what do I believe now? What do I believe? Does what I used to believe even make sense to me anymore? And I think it's good to do that every so often, because as we learn and as we grow and as we do more things in life, our agreements change and the things we believe and how we look at the world changes. So I think it's always a good time to step back and kind of look at what you believe and what you believe to be true and how you want to live your life in those kind of aspects, and just do a check-in with yourself and say, do I believe something different now? And if you do, that's totally okay.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to, I guess, reevaluate things or just take a look at how you once viewed things and see if maybe your opinion has changed since then. 'Cause that's all a part of growing, and you know, becoming the person you are supposed to be.
Yes. Yes.
I
So
am
much of our beliefs are ingrained in us in such a young age. I don't think we really get a chance until we're older to determine what is it I really believe and what do I need to know and what do I need to do to raise my level and my vibration to the next place. So
well, I mean, think about the paranormal and just
Yep.
how that has changed people's viewpoints, and you know, learning about vibrations and stuff like that.
That's right.
When I was younger, that wasn't anything that was, you know, your vibrations I knew were the Beach Boys song, Good Vibrations. Yeah. But it's true, man. There's so much has changed from what you were told as a kid. You live in a box. This is what you see is what you get. I mean, some people who have grown up with, you know, singing, you know, spirits and, you know, living in a house and there's a little girl that lived there and you didn't realize she was dead. People grow up with that. That's one thing. But then, like me, I would never experience anything until I was Luna's trying to get to her treats. You can't have me.
Welcome to the joys of having dogs. Now you
God.
see what I do. Mine are sleeping right now. We'll see how
I
long
wish
that
she would. I gave her a calming chew, but like I said, the when you live your life a certain way for so long, and then you get awakened to the
Yeah.
possibility that there is so much more out there. It's really a very eye-opening experience because you don't know. I mean, you watch ghost shows on TV, but you don't know until you actually experience it for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And I think
You know.
any of us who have, psychic abilities or mediumship abilities, we were told as children that, you don't have an imaginary friend. There's nothing under your bed. There's nothing in the closet. And now that we're older and we're exploring that, we're like, yeah, I think there was.
Yeah.
I think you were wrong. So
Yeah. I mean, it's such a so frustrating when you hear people talk about that. But I'm sure it's the parents just trying to make the kids feel better. But the kids know what they saw.
right.
It's
Right.
like you probably feel feel better if the parents would actually listen to them and
Yeah.
But they don't know. They're trying their best.
That's right.
And maybe they're opening up. They're learning stuff hopefully too. So that's good advice. Of course, if you want to learn how to live your life, come join us on the Freaking Awesome Paranormal Show every Tuesday at 9:00. And Rhonda will tell you
What the cards say.
Yes, you can live your life that way for the week and then come back here on Tuesday and we'll fill you back in and how to live your life after that. Let's go back to the 1940s. So if someone came up to me and said ghosts aren't real, or all this aliens aren't real, I would say that's a bunch of Floyd.
Floyd.
That is a bunch of Floyd.
Okay.
Floy. Floyd. And that's nonsense.
Nonsense.
It is a bunch of nonsense.
Floyd.
Yes. And who's not a bunch of nonsense?
FPRI.
Let's go
and
ahead.
I hope nobody thinks what they see tonight is some Floyd.
I think the whole first part of the show is probably a bunch of Floyd. But it's chocolate covered nuts day, so it's okay. Let's bring on from FPRI, Kimberly Sage, Shonda Brooks, and John L. Sullivan. Welcome back.
Hello.
I should say welcome to Kim because she did not make it on the first time. So, hello. Welcome back to the show, Kimberly.
Thank you. I'm glad y'all are doing it again so I can be
You
here.
know what? We changed February to Fredericksburg month. So figured we'd start off and then end with you guys. We're so happy to have you guys back on the show. How is everything going?
Good.
Going pretty good.
Awesome. How was your Valentine's Day investigation you guys had?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. We had 27 guests, I think it was. We had
Yeah.
quite a few. Turned out to be a good evening.
It did. It did.
What'd you guys get? We're talking about evidence. What'd you guys capture?
Caught a couple of little EVPs that night, and we had some little bit of table tipping in the library.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was started off good, then kind of faded a little bit towards the end. As far as activity.
Yeah, the basement was pretty slow the whole night. The door opened one time.
Yeah. Yep, the door
but
definitely
that's
did that.
it.
Yeah, the library was pretty quiet, but although when we were doing, some pendulum work, both human and regular pendulum and table tipping, we were definitely getting some results.
Does the time of year matter when you are investigating as far as evidence is concerned, you think?
I don't think so.
I don't
Me
think
neither.
I think it's
so.
all the energy you bring is what happens, or what helps things happen, is what I think. No matter where you're at.
Now, I have seen sometimes when we're at Belgrove and it's storming, I've seen more activity when it's storming
Yeah.
outside.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a good point. There was one night there with the thunderstorm. It was pretty active.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think that is? Why do you think weather is like as far as storms? Is it the electricity in the air? Because the Belgrove is on the river, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So running water with the storm, the electricity. You think that's just like a perfect storm? Pardon the pun.
Boost of energy.
Yep.
Yep.
Like a giant REM pod.
Nice. And I guess positive energy is also good to have when you're going on an investigation.
No, that's a must there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. I have found it when we're just talking and laughing, all of a sudden the equipment will start going off because everybody's laughing and carrying on, and yeah.
Have you guys ever gone on investigation in a bad mood, or just like been like, all right, well, I'm not feeling good? And have you noticed a big change as far as evidence and stuff like that?
I don't know. I mean, the only time I've ever walked into any building and we didn't get anything was like Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. That was a complete dud of a night when we were there. Just the energy was flat. Nothing was happening. Everything we tried to interact, nothing worked. I don't know. It just happens sometimes.
Yeah, and personally, if I'm not feeling well or not myself, I'm not going to investigate.
Courtney says huge change when someone's vibes are off. Well, yeah.
Yeah. And especially with I've seen it a lot in the public ones that we hold. Sometimes people will come in, and just their attitude or how they're talking and how they're carrying on. I feel like it really, it throws everything off.
The silent groups don't seem to get a lot of activity, and the rowdier groups get all the activity. That's what it seems like.
That's true.
Have
the
you ever
non-believers sit there and be quiet, but don't say nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess some people want to go and they want to just observe, and they expect, us to do the investigating for them. But we're trying to be like, okay, no, we want you to investigate. And usually, it just ends up being, we'll start leading, and hopefully, people will start, to like participate in it. But at first, people are usually pretty shy when it comes to investigating, which is fine,
Yeah, it always starts off quiet. Everybody's shy, don't know what to say.
Yeah,
as best we can.
Yeah, but it's always fun when you go and you have someone who hasn't had an experience, and they experience something for the first time, and they realize that, hey, this is actually true, and the light bulb kind of goes off. You're like, oh, okay, it's pretty awesome experience.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. I even enjoy it too when it is quiet. Then we can take that time to teach people about the equipment or tell them about the experiences. So it's more one-on-one.
That's good. That's a good point. You know, it's very cool to, share your experiences, and, if they have any questions, they can ask, and, it's more of a teachable moment type of thing.
You get a lot of that in the public ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of just staring and looking at each other.
We hear something.
we can, fill the time with teaching them.
And that can get really long at 2:00 in the morning, sitting there in the dark. Just there might be some snoring going on after a little bit.
That has happened. I've heard that.
I mean, I stay awake.
Yeah, I definitely need a bunch of caffeine. Used to drink Mountain Dew and eat pixie sticks to stay awake on some of those late night investigations.
Water.
Yeah.
I cut the energy drinks out.
Well, I don't do them I don't do the pixie sticks and Mountain Dew anymore. That was back in like my younger days. I don't think I could handle that anymore. So what is the most important thing to remember when you are trying to get paranormal evidence?
The most important thing?
Yeah. What's the one thing to you, not like in general, but in your opinions, what is the most important thing to remember when trying to gather paranormal evidence?
Go in with an open mind. Don't believe what you hear. Be calm and quiet. Try different things. And just try to get some interaction. I mean, that's just my opinion. What about you guys?
Yeah, I would say go in with no expectations. I feel like the less expectations you have, you'll surprise yourself. Go in with an open mind, try different things. And go where you're being pulled.
Yeah, that's a good point too. We do that a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Stay off the beaten path. We seem to do better when we go with the less expected areas.
What would be a less expected area at Bell Grove? What would you?
Oh man, probably
the bathroom or something, or what would you like?
Probably the attic.
Probably the attic.
Or the summer kitchen.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't get a lot of activity, but when it does, it's usually really good.
When it does, it's really good. You're right.
Yeah. And we don't ever go outside. I've yet to go out to the silos, and I still want to go out to those silos, but we've yet to go out there. So like outdoors in that whole area, that hasn't really been investigated.
Yeah. We talk about that a lot, but we never do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we went to go that one time, remember? And the skunk beat us to it.
Yeah, there was a skunk there.
So we aborted that mission.
I don't blame you.
Skunk there, and we were like on high alert. It was stinking really bad up there.
Man, maybe you guys can make it out there this year.
Hope so.
I know you guys investigated that kitchen with us.
Mm-hmm.
That had never been investigated before. And they got some pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
That was pretty neat. That SD session took a turn there. It was starting to get a little weird, kind of dark. But being for the first time investigating the kitchen, pretty interesting.
Yeah, I agree. We got some good EVPs and some good SD sessions in there as well. So that was kind of the theme of the night in there.
They were probably shocked we were in there. Like, this is the safe spot. What are you doing?
That's where they go hide from us.
What are you doing here? They were eyeing that pizza. They're sitting on the counter too.
I was definitely eyeballing that pizza.
Ronnie Anderson, we all have skunk stories. Yes, we do.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, since we're talking about evidence, we're going to go back. We're going to talk about your first pieces of paranormal evidence that you were able to capture. Let's start with John. What was your first
The
piece
first
of
overall piece of evidence?
Yes, first one.
Oh man. Oh goodness.
In your Wayback Machine.
Yeah, I got to put my thinking cap on for that one. Way back 2016, probably. It really wasn't nothing captured on video or anything. It was just some experiences we had. You know what I mean? This was like the Exchange Hotel way back in the day. You know, seen some shadows in the depot, and we got some really good EVPs. That was probably my first like real experience. You know, when I first started way back in the day. Besides, my very first experience was seeing a shadow in the graveyard. It was following us. That was
Where was this?
first. Yeah, we were walking. I turned around and looked, and I seen something, and got one of the guys we were with goes, "You seen it too, didn't you?" And I go, "Maybe." "What did you see?" And he goes, "What did you see?" And we both said it. It was the same exact thing. It was a shadow person that went from tree to tree, like it was following us and hiding as we were walking to the cemetery. Yeah. How about you guys?
Gosh.
How about you, Shonda? What was your first piece of
Shonda's
paranormal?
are you awake?
What's that?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
What was your first piece
Today.
What was your first piece of paranormal evidence that can convince you that this was real?
Actually, probably the very first investigation I was ever on. It was in the caretaker's cottage, and they got the EVP upstairs of telling them to get out, and it was so clear that you couldn't deny anything about it. So, but, and then of course, just to at Sweet Spring, been a few moments that there's no explaining it and just can't deny it. So,
Yep, we've run across that a lot.
So, I mean, Rhonda and Kim, we were both being mediums. Were you growing up with these experiences, or like, when did you first realize that there was something else going on?
It was a very lonely childhood, experiencing all these things in my head and not being able to talk about it. But I think for me, my aha moment, always living with the paranormal, was when my first event I ever attended at Belgrove, staying overnight. And I experienced this with Rhonda. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning and heard men having this conversation right outside our bedroom door, even though there was no men in the house. And it sounded like they were talking about military procedures or some kind of like military talk. And then, so I was wide awake at that point. About like 10 minutes later, you heard a ball like being thrown down the hallway. Nobody was up. And I thought I was the only one awake. So I just kind of laid there because I couldn't go to sleep after that. And then later on, come to find out, Rhonda had experienced it too. So for me, it was like my saving grace of, oh my gosh, somebody else experienced the same thing I did. I'm not crazy. Like other people experienced it too. And so, yeah, that was kind of like like other people see this or other people experience this too.
Yep.
I mean, I grew up in a house that was haunted, so I experienced some stuff, but I didn't really go looking for it till like 2010. You know what I mean? So.
Right. But just having those other people to talk about it and experience the same, it's like, okay, there is something about this. It's not just me.
That was pretty cool.
That had to be such a good feeling for you when you realize that, hey, I'm not alone in this. And I'm sure there are other people who have experienced this or have gone through the same thing, or some might still be going through the same thing that you went through. But I guess it's maybe easier now that we have social media and a way to chat and talk about this without feeling like embarrassed or feeling a certain way because you're scared of what people will think. And it's good that we have a safe space for everyone to communicate and stuff like that. So how about you, Rhonda? How was your like experience?
Oh yeah, well, like Kim said, with childhood, I mean, my parents were so much like nothing's happening. Now I look back on things I experienced back then and things I was scared of, and I understand what was happening. But yeah, the big one first, my big experience was the one that Kim and I had together. I think the first time, I mean, I've always known there was something. I will say my other experience was at Belgrove, and this is when the investigations first started. And I remember being, I think we were in the Madison room, and there was a step stool sitting right beside me, and watching a flashlight just move back and forth and stop on command and then move again. That was one of my first things. I was like, okay, this is really happening right now.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you guys notice, like Shonda and John, when you investigate more and more, do you notice your abilities increasing the more you investigate?
I mean, I'm starting to be able to like hear things, and I'm always going, did y'all hear that? And I think I'm losing my freaking mind. But
I mean, you lost
can
it a
hear
long
things
time ago.
now. I
But,
mean, I don't know. Kim says it's, what is it? What is it, Kim?
Clairaudience. Yeah.
But I mean, I do that. I don't really see things, but I kind of hear things from time to time. How about you, Shonda?
Same thing. And I have to say, talking about earlier of experience that I have to say the first time that I actually felt like, okay, wait a minute, this is, you know, you hear stuff through EVP, all that, and I don't hear, one, because I have hearing issues, but I don't hear a lot of the other things that everybody else can hear. But when Kim and Rhonda and I were at Sweet Springs and we were in the hallway, moment for me, the fact that I heard exactly what they heard at the same time.
That validation.
And it was not through an EVP. It wasn't. So, yeah. So I think, you know, and of course, Sweet Springs has been, other than a few more local stuff, that isn't trip altogether, you know. So over the years, to answer your question, it does. You do start to pick up on things, and you stop. Cinder and I were actually talking about it the other day, that there are things that you used to just brush off that now you don't. You question it in a different way.
Yep.
That, you know, that little feeling on your shoulder where before you might know what that was, and now you're like, I wonder what that was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I think with Rhonda, Kim and I, one night we were at St. Albans, and we were upstairs, and Kim was doing automatic writing, and we were just kind of like, you know, sitting there. And I'm telling you, I didn't see anything, but I surely like hell heard something walk right up on us. Like it was watching us, like it was right behind Rhonda. And I don't, like I said earlier, I don't really pick up on seeing things, but I felt like what was walking, like I probably could have visualized it, because it was kind of like it was right there. It was pretty wild. And then the crazy thing was, all three of us heard it and seen it and experienced the same exact thing.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to like Belgrove, you know, is there a familiar feeling, John? But when you go someplace like a prison, do you feel different when you walk into someplace like that? Like, do you feel because I know Rhonda and Kim probably feel it, but when you go to someplace negative, do you feel the energy, or is it just another building?
No, I can tell, like room to room, you can tell if the energy's light or heavy or thick or whatnot. Yeah, you can tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think that would have happened if you weren't in the paranormal?
Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
Well, this is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' opinions on this, all this cool stuff you guys sent to us. We're going to start with some images first. All right. Let's see here. The first one, I think, is an image. May have been a video, but let me try this one. Open. Work. There it is. So
I have to zoom in.
let's see here.
Yeah.
Can you zoom in on Restream? I have no idea. Customize.
We'll let Rhonda explain that one. We can't really say where we were at.
No,
we can
we can't say
explain
where
what
we
we
were
were
at.
doing.
There was one of those secret investigations.
Yeah.
Pretty much. The
I don't know if
location
you-
doesn't want to be known for paranormal, so that's
Oh.
one reason
Yeah.
why-
Yeah.
Let's see here. So yeah, so I'm not sure if you can zoom in on.
All right,
this
you might not be able to.
particular-
So what was happening here is we were at this location and I was doing some mirror scrying. And where I was, there was a young lady far enough away from me that I had actually picked up the sight of an older man sitting at the table she was sitting at. But I couldn't see her. And so we were kind of asking some questions back and forth, and she was seeing what I was just saying what I was getting from the man, and we were kind of comparing what she was getting on dowsing rods. And John was taking pictures. And out of the blue, John was like, "Do you feel okay? Hold on. Do you feel okay?" And I was like, I feel fine. And he was like, I think you should stop for a little bit. So I stopped. He said, "Look at these pictures." And there was pictures where he was taking pictures of the mirror. Within the mirror, you could see it was me. It was me. The next frame was not my face.
Yeah.
It looked like a man. And then the next photo was me.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yes, you can't zoom in, but you need to zoom in to see that.
All right, hang on 1 second. Oh, there's a video. Yeah, let me try something here. I'm gonna move this. Go this one right here. Open. Where is this one?
All right, so this one here was in the Madison room at Belgrove Plantation. 2019, I believe. 2019 BC, before COVID. Sandra and I were doing a ghost tour that night. I had like 15 in the group. She had 15 in the group. She took 3 photos real quick because the guest had left the Madison room to cross the hall to the Turner. She took 3 quick photos into the window outside facing the driveway. And in the picture 2 of 3, you see in the red circle, it looked like there was an older gentleman standing there looking at her from behind. It's pretty wild.
That is.
You see the black jacket. You see the bald head. You can almost see the nose and everything.
It almost looks like there's a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit there too.
Yeah, or sideburns. So it looks like he's right up on her. But when we noticed this photo, we went back a couple days later and tried to recreate the photo. And if you ever been in the Madison room, there's a rocking chair that sits at the desk right there when you first walk in. The gentleman was standing kind of like right there by the rocking chair, and she was on the other side of the bed, probably 3 feet from the window.
That is crazy. I'm going to try something. So, Rhonda, talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. But that was pretty wild photo right there. I mean, it's color for one. Normally it's black or it's white, but this one's actually in color. Like, it's got the high jacket like they would have wore, if we're talking the 1800s or whatnot.
Yep. Very cool.
I mean, when we all go out to investigate, we're trying to capture photos and videos of spirits and ghosts, right? I've been doing this a while. I probably have 3 photos that I can show you and say, hey, there's something else there. It's not one of
Where you feel like it's legit.
Yes.
Something and not
like light play shining or
yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah,
we take lots of photos and videos now. Trust me.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, this is kind of neat because usually you don't see the images in color.
Mm-hmm.
Most photos.
Yep. So you see Sindra, you see her reflection in the window and the little blue lights that light off the camera. Just 3 simple photos back to back. 1, 2, 3, and then picture 2 of 3 is the man there. Pretty wild.
So Ronnie is asking, is his arm up?
I don't think so. It looks like he's just kind of standing there shoulder to me.
Yeah, it looks like that's maybe some kind of decor or something on the side.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Of course, we tried to do that over and over again and nothing. So,
Yep.
I mean, we always have cameras up and going. And I mean, there was one time in the caretaker's house where we captured glass breaking and I had the camera pointing right in that area, but just somebody was in the way. So I didn't get it. But we heard it,
Yeah.
And there was that time we were at Wildwood Sanitarium where I seen the man in the basement and the camera was on. It just didn't pick it up.
Oh, that's crazy. When you actually have something on it, it doesn't pick up what you see.
Yeah, wise cam, and it didn't pick it up. Like I seen the guy was like right there beside me, and I looked to see if the camera moved. It didn't, and it didn't pick it up. So,
all right.
There you go.
Yeah, I had to take a picture of the picture with my phone, zoom it in, send it to myself, then put it up here. So that's what I was trying to do when I was gone. So here is the picture that you were talking about of Rhonda. Now explain what happened in this picture again, please.
I was just doing mirror scrying and I had connected with a spirit that I could see sitting at a table. So that was answering my questions, yes or no. And we had a dowsing rod session going at the same time. And John was just randomly snapping photos of the mirror while I was doing it. And then this picture came up, which does not look like me at all. And the others did in between it.
Yep. So what we'll do after this, I'll post the 3 pictures in a row. That way everybody can go back on and see.
That's awesome. I remember you showing me those pictures, and that really does not look like you. Were you feeling different when you were doing the scrying?
Not at all.
Mm-mm.
Not at all.
Did your voice change at all?
Nope. He just happened to notice the picture and was like, well, we might want to stop for a second. And that's why it's so important to have people you trust with you.
Yep.
Looks like you're making a duck face or a kissy face in the mirror there.
Yeah. I mean, it was totally different. It was pretty crazy.
That is wild. So I think that's it for the pictures, unless I missed something.
That was all the photos.
Okay, good. I'm gonna go ahead and play some of the EVPs.
Okay.
You guys sent. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. All right, let's see here. Go for here. There you go. So it's kind of weird the way they came out. First one is called Ghost Tour CTH9. So I'm gonna play it and let you. Then we can figure out which one it is. All right.
Correct.
Go ahead and put it. Go to. All right. Good.
Okay. All right. So there's a video that goes with that. Do you have that video?
Probably do. Let's see.
So if you share that video, that EVP happened right after that video.
So I'm go ahead and screen share. Here, boop, share. Okay. So there's one video that actually.
Is that the same right one? No, I don't think that's the right one.
That's not it.
No, I know. Is it this one?
You have to shut it.
Who
walked in the door? Was it all of them?
That's the EVP there. There's the video before that.
Okay. I thought I saved it. Hang on.
But we'll play that again. Once you do that video, we'll play that one again because you can hear that one better than the first one.
All right, let me go. All right, can you send that one again, real quick?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
So I can explain it, I guess.
For some reason, not showing up in the there.
It was a Facebook video, so
yeah. So I downloaded a bunch of them. Hang on, let me see. Let me go here, create, upload video.
All right, let's just send it again.
I was trying to do it because I just gotten them while the show was on, so I was trying to upload them while Rhonda was talking about the cards. So I may have.
There it is on the bottom.
Open. And next.
Why not open?
Next. Oh no, go back. This is the kind of fun stuff you get on the Freaking Awesome Paranormal Show. Uploading stuff on YouTube. Done. Next.
Yeah.
Next. Private.
This was a good one though. I mean,
it's worth the wait.
That's right.
So maybe it's.
Well, no worries. If you can't get it, we'll just tell everybody about it.
Well, I mean, hopefully, after all this work we're doing to get it straight, it'll work. Let's see here. Okay. Let's go to playlists and we go to FPRI evidence. Pause here because that's not the right one. And do this one. Hopefully this is the right one. This right one?
No.
Damn it.
No, that's all good. We'll just tell everybody about it.
Oh,
so we
I
were in
see.
the caretaker's house. It was a couple guests from Belgrove who were staying the night there because it's a bed and breakfast. And it was me, Sandra, Tyler, Grace, a bunch of us. We're sitting there in the caretaker's house, and if you've never been in there, the front door actually opened on its own, like the handle turned and the door opened right up, which is pretty wild. So there's the video right there.
All right. So I had to share the Facebook video and not the YouTube. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
Go ahead.
All right.
So you see the door open right there in the back, and you see the guest poop her pants. She jumped on her husband's lap, and he looked at me and goes, "Did that really just happen?" I go, "Yeah, buddy." Yep.
Yeah, she was definitely scared.
Oh, she was freaked out, man, for sure. So that's that, and then the clip that you played right after that with the sigh that was in it was the EVP that we captured right after the door opening.
So was that the EVP I just played?
Yes.
All right, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and go back here, music, and play it again. So we have the story behind it.
All right. So right there, when you hear us first start talking, we're asking, you open the door, can you shut the door? Then we're asking who walked in the door. Then you hear that loud sigh in the middle of that. That was none of us. That was an audible AVP voice out of nowhere, which caught us all off guard, as you can tell by listening to us talk about it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty wild.
They put that with the video of that woman, which the reaction is very real. You could tell that something happened, something disturbed her, made her jump.
And after that door opened that night, there was a couple times where we had somebody knocked on the front door a couple of different times, while we were in there. So it has to happen. I mean, this was back in 2021, so just like 4 years ago. That was to the day almost. We're a couple of days past it, but yeah. So that was that one. A little video and a little EVP to go with it.
It's good to see. You never know what you're going to get when you go to investigate Bell Grove Plantation.
And that was the one night we had the camera pointing the right damn direction.
Yes. And that never seems to happen. So you lucked out on that one for sure. So the next I guess EVP or recording you sent me.
Yeah.
Is Beat, I guess, Bell Grove Plantation, CTH Ghost Tour.
House.
Yeah, Caretaker House. So we'll go ahead and put that on.
Open the door again when you go out.
All right. So right there, we're doing an SD session. I believe it was in the caretaker's house. Right in the middle of that, you hear me talking, then you hear, people asking questions. Then you hear fantastic right in the middle of that.
Let me play that again.
Open the door again when you go out.
There it is.
Out of nowhere. It was none of us. It kind of sounded robotic, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, that EVP was fantastic. Fantastic. It kind of almost sounds like the way people would talk back then.
Yeah.
Just the way it, the inflection and stuff. That's awesome. This one is bullshit, apparently, because it says what the EVP says.
Yeah, we get some cussing every now and then.
So, real quick, we heard, I mentioned that somebody has been laughing at us here lately, and we thought we heard you laugh. Can you do it again for me? A nice, real, hefty, big laugh. Can you do it for me?
That's clear, too. Yeah. I hate to say it. It kind of sounds like Dennis at the end. That bullshit. It kind of sounds like a little bit like Dennis. He was actually projecting to your investigation that night. Let's hear it again. Let's see.
We get a lot of cussing in the caretaker house.
I mentioned that somebody has been laughing at us here lately, and we thought we heard you laugh. Can you do it again for me? A nice, real, hefty, big laugh. Can you do it for me?
And Harris said that's bullshit.
What's the name of the guy who lived in the caretaker's house that we were trying to communicate with?
Baldwin Lee.
You think that was Baldwin?
I don't think that was Baldwin because that wasn't his voice. No.
So some other guy just popping in.
There for a short time, we had a different male come through there, and this was during that time frame. Of course, this was like in 2022, but yeah, he was coming through laughing and giggling on some of our EVPs, and clearly wasn't happy with us that night because we were trying to, the dog and pony show, trying to get him to talk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he still talked, so he gave you guys evidence. Yeah, even if he thinks it's bullshit, he helped you guys out that night. So kudos to him, I guess. Let's see. This is a Bell Grove Plantation Winter
Kitchen. Yeah.
Winter Kitchen.
All right, so that one there, we were, sitting down in the basement, just going around the room asking questions, and you hear all that drumming sound. It's like somebody's beating the drums in the basement.
Ooh, let's play that one again. Because I heard it, but I wasn't sure what it was. Yeah,
Just a weird drumming sound. It was none of us that night. That was during the ghost tour. Those were guests speaking as we're going around in a circle.
It's got that cadence. Like a military drum.
Yeah.
And that's the winter kitchen is the basement of Belgrove Plantation.
I wonder why there would be someone drumming downstairs in the basement, though. It's
no idea, man. Sometimes we get some random things down there.
Yeah, that's just weird.
I mean, the door's open. We've got some screaming down there before. Most recently, Rhonda and I were down there and we seen like this weird ball of light on the floor. Then it moved up to the ceiling. Pretty wild.
I guess it doesn't make sense to try to make sense of the paranormal because it just won't work. And but it's weird. It's kind of crazy. That's a great catch, though. That's pretty awesome. And so these are some pretty awesome EVPs you guys captured. Next, we're going to go look at the YouTube videos you guys sent. Here, so let's go here, and here, and here. So let's start off. We'll start off with this one right here since we're already on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play it, then you can explain what we're looking at. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Whoa, that was an actual scream.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, that was a little freaky.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I heard though. That's exactly what I
Chills, bro.
That is cute.
Did y'all hear that?
That just sounds like a rage-filled.
Wow.
That was Tyler Darnell. So that one there was in the winter kitchen, the basement of Bell Grove. We were doing it. It was a ghost tour. We had probably 10, 12 people down there. And one of the guests was doing the SD session. And during the SD session, he's repeating what he hears, and he hears what he blurts out is, I hear somebody screaming, right? So we continue. When we stop, we play it back. We play the recording back on the DR60. And right when he said he heard somebody screaming, we captured that scream on the recorder right after that, which is pretty crazy.
I mean, that scream.
We didn't hear the scream, but we captured it on the recorder.
Yeah. But still, that scream is like almost
blood curdling.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes you wonder what happened at Bell Grove to cause that to happen. Does anything dark happen at Bell Grove that could have caused that, or been?
I mean, I'm sure there's things that happened in Bell Grove that were dark as far as the time period things. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I mean, that was a working kitchen at one point with servants. So, maybe somebody didn't do something right and they got reprimanded or something. I have no idea.
Maybe he got burned.
Yeah. Could have been.
Yeah. It's just crazy how like one scream can last for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it was to have a reputation as far as being abusive and stuff like that, you would know about it. It would there'd be in the history books. You would know. But it's crazy how maybe something happened, like someone burned themselves on a cauldron or something like that in that one screen, and you hear it whenever 100, 200 years later. That's just crazy how it works, how paranormal works.
Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy sequence. Like, he heard a scream, we caught a scream almost at the same time. Pretty wild.
So let's go do the first Dead Bells video next.
Yeah. So props out for these videos. It was when Hill City Paranormal was with us. They shot the videos, but we were investigating the caretaker's house in the early hours of the morning.
Yes, props to Hill City for this awesome video. We definitely appreciate it. Let's go ahead and play it.
The bell's sitting right there.
You make the bell ding 3 times. Ding, ding, ding.
That's on camera.
Oh, shit. That gives me chills.
Wow. You hear me say that's on camera?
Yeah. You have to shut it.
So that is pretty amazing video. It kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah,
The
dead bell, anybody who's worked with one, it randomly chimes on its own, but we were getting a lot of chiming that night. And we were having a really hard time determining if it was the piece of the equipment or if it was, a spirit. So that's when we just kind of decided, hey, let's take a look at this and start giving it direct commands and see what we get.
That's pretty amazing evidence, and
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, in fact, they did it like boom, boom, boom right in the row like that. That's pretty.
It's always great when you get a direct answer to what you're asking.
Exactly. Let's check out the second Dead Bell video.
This was just us making sure it happened.
What'd you say? I'm sorry, Rhonda.
So this was just us validating one more time that it was doing what we asked it to.
Awesome.
All right. For shits and giggles.
I don't know what that light was on.
You did ring the bell 4 times.
Bell's right here.
Oh, fucking God.
I quit. Thank you.
Well,
pretty amazing.
That is awesome. I'll never forget the
Dead Bell.
Dead Bell in the bathroom where MJ went in.
Yep.
That's right, Kenny.
So what happened with the Dead Bell? Well, you can't leave anybody in suspense about what happened when the Dead Bell in the bathroom. What happened? What's the story behind that?
I don't know. Kenny's got to explain that.
No.
So it was during Sage Paracon, and we were investigating the Madison bedroom, and I put the Dead Bell in the bathroom, and MJ had come in while we were switching, and I didn't tell her it was in there, and she went in there to use the bathroom, and it started going off and scared her to death.
I can see why that would may cause a little bit of make cause a little bit of concern for where's the bell coming from? So this next one, I guess is the last one, is this right here. It's a bunch of random letters and numbers. I don't really know what it is, but I'm sure you guys will know once we cut it on.
You have to shut it.
Well, who walked in the door? Was it all of them?
Nope. That's the video that's the clip from the video that you showed.
What was that?
I don't know.
Who's here with us?
That was the weirdest sound I've heard tonight.
It's like a whale, honestly.
So that's a clear clip from what we captured the night the door opened in the caretaker's house. Is what that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the EVP we were listening to? This is the actual video of it.
Yeah.
I gotcha. So it says halfway through, it says little girl's voice.
Yeah, at the very end of that, there's a faint, like, kid's voice, but you have to listen very, very, very close. But right at the end of that, it's a kid, sound like a little child.
So wow. So you probably better have earphones on to try to hear that.
For the end of that video, yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well. Guys, that was some pretty amazing pieces of evidence.
That's some things. I mean, we have more, but
I mean, it just means we got to have you back on to show us some more.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to make sure you have cameras going,
Yeah.
Like when we were at the mental bucket, that bottom of that sign went boing, boing, bouncing around right in front of Mike and I. That's pretty wild.
Of course, when we were packing up, when we weren't paying attention or trying.
You just never know. And this is why I continue to do this for almost 15, 16 years. You just never know.
That was probably the most active moment at the minnow bucket, because come out of the candle room, something was following me. So we're giggling because Rhonda's like, what the heck happened to you? And I'm like, there's something about Mike and Jason,
running
Mike
out of
and
the
John. Yeah, follow me out of the bathroom. And Mike and John are in the hallway packing up. They got that, and of course, it was a very interesting moment.
I don't know if it was paranormal or not, but it sure didn't move. You know what I mean?
And in an abnormal way that it wouldn't normally.
Of course, we see it, and I turn around and look, and I'm like, oh shit, there's a camera pointing right there. So I'm hitting up Christy going, and damn, she got it. So
that's awesome. Like you said, always be recording, because you never know what you're going to be able to.
I mean, we take photos after photo. We put cameras up. I mean, we don't really do a lot of cameras on the public tours because we're so busy talking and guiding and doing this and doing that. But when we go somewhere, we'll put a camera up for sure.
That is awesome. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. Anybody who watches this or listens to the show and you're in the Fredericksburg area and you notice there is an investigation going on, you want to join FPRI, definitely go check out Bell Grove Plantation. They do a great job on their investigations, and obviously they get some good stuff. You saw some of it tonight, and they have, they do, they do investigation once a month or every other month, or
this year we're doing we're doing a overnight investigation like every other month this year.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and we squeezed in other things in between that.
Well, there you go. We go to Bell Grove and then scooch on over to the cabin on 360 and come check us out. We're all over Virginia. So guys, thank you so much. We will definitely have you back on the show to check out some more of your evidence and hear some more awesome stories.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Shonda. Thank you, John. Thank you guys so much. Thanks. We will talk to you soon. And that was fun. Yeah. I enjoyed that. Little technical difficulties, but we got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. So next week we have Alexis Jordan, and I was like, Alexis Jordan. I was like, trying to figure out how I got her on the show. She's a death doula,
Oh.
Yes.
Oh yeah, from when we were at Fleetwood.
Fleetwood.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was thinking of like I know I talked to her, but I forgot that was the same person. So then I looked her up on Facebook. She is a death doula, Death and Dying Network International. She's a Merchant Hope Memorial Gardens and Mausoleum, and she's the owner and CEO of Through the Veil. So it's going to be an interesting conversation to learn, dealing with death and stuff like that. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
For next week's show. After that, we have Brooke. This is Brooke Pristal from I probably figure out how to pronounce her last name before next week. Pristal from Wildwood Sanatorium. So we two Fleetwood Paracon contacts there.
Yep.
And then Phantom Finders on March 18th. And then we have Freaks React with Helena King. So we've got some pretty cool stuff. Then March 8th, we got the Freaking Awesome playlist. So March is going to be an interesting
it is.
month for the freaks.
That's right. It's going to be a good one.
Yes. And we're looking forward to having Fredericksburg Paranormal back on the show at some point. And I think that's about it. So, Rhonda, anything else you'd like to add?
No. Thank you all for joining us and listening, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm sorry I didn't really do very much of like adding the chats because I was trying to figure out, everything, putting stuff on the on adding the evidence and stuff like that. So everyone who's in the chat, we appreciate you coming on. We love you guys, and we'll be back here next week with Alexis Jordan, the death doula, on the Freaking Awesome Paranormal Show. Same freaking awesome time.
Same freaking awesome show.
Good night, guys. Bye.
Night.